Hey y'all, welcome back to the Wormery. Today, Sunday, no, actually maybe it's Monday the 20th of April. Happy 420 to all you 420 people. We are in our wood and coffee bins to give them a feeding and give them a feeding. Feeding number 15 for this worm bin. Get some light going off in the bin because it's a little dark over there. Sorry y'all, it's usually not this dark, but it's early morning here in Pennsylvania, and that should enlighten our bin critters for you all. See all those arthropods crawling around our worm bin? They're happy. Let's take a dig inside. Where did our rake go? There's our rake. Don't knock the light over. Watch out, arthropods. We've been in the system and we've been doing a good job at keeping the moisture levels in these bins up. They were running a little dry. So, I've been keeping them just as wet as I keep the other bins. As you can tell, most of the paper is being worked through by the wormies. Don't know how much of the wood chips we can say that for, but they're working through the paper products in here. And that's good enough for me. The wood chips, I doubt they're going to process the wood chips. Worms usually don't eat wood. Well, maybe they do, decomposing wood. So, it's looking a lot more like castings than it does wood chips, which is surprising. Because the bin was primarily wood chips. So maybe they are processing those wood chips. And don't pay attention to what this guy behind the camera is saying, because he don't know. You know. Whoa, there's a baby worm. There was a baby worm. Hello, baby wormy. I don't have no tape on this bin. I just realized that. I hope he crawls downward. Alright, let's get this feeding going. And I can't see these guys any closer, but these guys will catch a view of what we're feeding them. We got some fresh cauliflower to throw in the pit. That was left over from tonight's dinner. We've got some celery, some short term, which has the flowers. We've got the stalk that's still got some frost, so we're going to put that back in the bag. We'll get some of these other more thawed pieces to put in the bin, since they're more in touch with our friends, and we can space the more frozen bigger parts out in the larger worm bins. We do have some more. Now, I don't know what that is. Is that a Brussels sprout? No, that's another base. Sorry, I got some more greenery. That's faster. Alright, that's enough of that bag. And I think that's a good enough feeding for this size worm bin. So we're going to get some amendments put on there. We got our crab lobster shell and our rock dust. We'll sprinkle a little bit on the feeding. We got a scoop of worm chow for them. Not just on the worm, not just the food. I sprinkle my worm chow all throughout the bin, and then some on the food pile as well. I gotta get some bedding. Sorry y'all, I usually don't do this part on camera, but with the wooden worm bin, the wood chip worm bin and the coffee bins, I do tend to put their bedding in on video. So that's why you're seeing this, and that's why you're postponed, delayed looking at nothing at the moment with the bins, but hopefully I'll be speeding this process up. Alright, we got a scoop of our bedding to cover our feeding zone, and I got some coffee to mix into their feeding zone as well. I'm gonna spread that around a little. Alrighty. That's the conclusion of the feeding of the wood chip worm bin. Alright guys, give me a second. I gotta get the covering down, move the lights, get that cover on. The coffee bin is closed. I did that by accident. Oh, this greenhouse is getting too cramped. Alright, get the lighting over there. It was not white. And I guess I'm gonna have to crawl over there. Let me move the food and stuff up on there. So again, we're here for the 15th feeding of our wood chip and coffee worm bins. So let me get this stuff up there. Let me move you guys up there, hopefully. Stand. Oh, and if you'll notice, there's a different background in here. Uh-oh, what happened to my app froze? I guess it's not gonna let me see what I'm recording. Alright, no biggie. Here's my little walkway. I had to move that box over so I could stand there to get over to that stuff. Oh boy, it's getting tight in here. It's really getting tight. We gotta take some stuff out that we're not using and move some stuff that we are. Alright, here we are. Hopefully you guys can see. I can't see the preview, so good thing is there's some good amount of moisture on this cover, and I am seeing a cocoon right off the bat. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what a worm cocoon looks like. Right here, this little thing right there, that is a worm cocoon. And it looks a little brown, so it looks like that one's already hatched. So that's a good thing. I'm keeping these bins very moist, and it looks like the cover must have fell down. My stick fell out, and yeah, there is quite a few bin critters crawling around in here, and yeah, let's take a look. Sorry y'all are looking at the lighting. I'm sorry. I gotta reposition, grab the rake. Where did I put the rake? There it is. This is the coffee bin, and it's a lot darker than my other bin, as you can tell. But the wormies are liking it. I think they're happier that it's been a lot moister in here. And yeah, they not as many castings. I can't see the difference in the castings, but they're sure working on their paper supply. As the other bin is. So let's not prolong this any longer. We're past 7 minutes, so let's get their feeding in there as well. This one is the non-frozen stump. And more celery. cauliflower, couple pieces of celery, celery flower, another celery flower, smaller stalk, and get one more good size stalk. Move the wet, drippy worm food down into the bowl. And we will move on to their amendments. Crab and lobster shell, volcanic rock dust, basalt rock dust. Dropping stuff, guys. Sorry. Losing my stuff here. And what else do we got? Sorry if you guys are hearing the diesel heaters. Unfortunately, Mother Nature decided to let it be cold again here in PA. How cold, you might ask? We're in the 40s. Not right, in my opinion. Poor Peachtree, I'm really worried about tomorrow night's temperatures. We're supposed to be in the 30s. I'm hoping for a very brief time, and hopefully it warms up real fast tomorrow, or I might lose my peach blossoms, which would be very disheartening, because I just spent about $70 on chicken cloth, hard cloth, quarter-inch hardware cloth to go around the peach tree to protect it from all the critters that like to attack my peaches. Alright guys, that concludes the feeding of our coffee bin. We're not going to put coffee in the coffee bin because that'd be pointless. We are going to move some of that stuff over and push this stuff back. Alright guys, that's the feeding of coffee. Thank you all so much for coming out and checking out the what is it, the 15th feeding of the wood chip and the alcoffy bins. Bye bye now.